It was one of those heavy, unmoving Sunday nights, the kind that presses the weight of the past week deep into your bones, when even the small lies you tell yourself stop offering comfort. One careless sentence. That's all it took to tear apart everything I had built with a man I once believed would be my forever. I hadn't meant for him to hear it. I didn't even realize he was close enough. But those words, spoken without spite, without forethought, still shattered the life we had spent years building together. Sarah, my closest friend, had dropped by for a casual glass of wine. We sat in the living room, bathed in the faint glow of a single lamp, surrounded by the quiet stillness of the evening. Nathan, my husband, was supposed to be upstairs sorting through the storage closet. Or so I thought. What began as small talk with Sarah gradually shifted into something else. A release, a confession I hadn't planned. The strain I'd been holding inside for months spilled out of me. The fights, the silence, the exhaustion, it all came tumbling forward. "I don't know anymore, Sarah," I whispered, pressing my hands against my temples. Some days I honestly wish I had married him. The instant the words escaped, a sharp coldness tightened in my chest. Sarah's eyes widened. "You don't mean that," she said quickly, but I wasn't sure. Maybe a part of me did. The part worn down by the endless grind, where love slips into duty and duty sours into resentment. And yet, another part of me still clung to him, or at least the memory of what we'd once been. What I didn't know was that Nathan had been standing on the staircase the whole time, close enough to hear every single word. The next morning, the house felt off. The coffee maker sat unused. His keys were gone from their spot. His boots, usually lying neatly by the door, had vanished. At first, I thought he'd just left earlier than usual. But unease crept in. Nathan never left without saying goodbye. Even after our worst fights, he always kissed me before walking out the door. By midday, I called him. No answer. I sent a text. Nothing. I opened my laptop, ready to email him at work. Then I saw it. One new email. Subject line, "Goodbye." It read, "I heard what you said last night. I wasn't supposed to, but I did. You weren't angry. You were being honest. And that honesty broke me. I gave everything I had to us. I thought you were just tired. I didn't realize you carried this much regret. Please don't try to find me. The divorce papers are already in motion. This isn't out of hate. I just can't live as someone's mistake. Nathan." I couldn't breathe. I read it over and over. No accusations. No begging. No room for redemption. Just a quiet, final ending. I rushed to his office in desperation, only to find he had resigned that morning. His desk cleared. Phone disconnected. Social media erased. Friends had no idea where he was. Even his brother only said Nathan wanted space and didn't want to be contacted. It was as though he had stepped out of the world entirely. Days later, the divorce papers arrived, sealed in a neat envelope, his signature already inked, everything filed, finalized, my only role reduced to formality. Check a box, sign my name, be done. I waited for anger, for denial, but all that came was a crushing, unshakable guilt. Memories poured in, the early years, the way he looked at me like I was his entire world, his patience when I pulled away, his quiet strength when I stumbled. I thought of our last dinner together. He'd seemed tired, faded, but he was still trying. He hadn't given up. I had. Weeks earlier, I couldn't sleep. I kept replaying that night with Sarah, asking myself why I said it. Did I mean it? Or had I let frustration fester instead of speaking honestly to him? Months passed. I even hired a private investigator, but the trail had gone cold. No forwarding address. No bank activity. No trace at all. Nathan hadn't just left me. He'd erased himself completely. And eventually, I understood why. Hearing those words when he thought he was invisible wasn't just painful. It was revealing. It confirmed the truth I'd never dared speak aloud, that I had stopped choosing him. So he chose something I never gave him. Peace. Now, I sometimes wonder where he is, whether he's happy, whether he's found someone who sees him as a blessing, not a burden. Because now I know he was mine. He had always been mine. I just realized it far too late. He didn't vanish out of revenge. He left to protect the last piece of dignity he had. And I'm left here, haunted by the echo of words I can never take back.